like this is space. This is just a stretchy kind of spandex type material. And what we understand about that is that anything that has mass is now theoretically understood to influence what we call space-time, right? And it kind of warps and creates curves in that. And the more mass that something has, the more that it would curve that. So if I just kind of toss this ball out here, it doesn't have very much mass, and it kind of moves through. Oh, that's going to go off. Oh, it didn't. Okay. And so if I, you know, so these don't have very much mass, and they just kind of, but look, they start to find each other. And what happens? They start to clump up, did you see? And then as they do, they can start to influence other masses, right? So mass is warping space-time, and this creates kind of a curve. And you can see that the more mass we get, the more curve we get, the more it starts to affect, you know, other things that are around it, right? And you can kind of tell that. Oh, thought I was going. So ultimately then, mass will begin to clump together. It becomes more massive, creates more curvature, which then influences other things. And so the thought is this: as mass warps space-time, this warping of space-time teaches mass how to move. So if I take these out of here and I put something a little bit more massive in here, like this slightly heavier ball, set this in there, more mass, right? And so then this curvature of space-time teaches other things how to move. And this is what we believe now gravity to be, is this curving of space-time, simply because mass exists. That mass causes the curvature of space-time. And the more mass there is, the more curvature that we see. And the more curvature that we see, the more it affects other things. Yeah, it affects the, oh, that's going. The motion of other things. And, you know, to try to have an example to show you or do a lab about gravity, that's super hard, right? But it's kind of like what we're about to talk about next with work and energy. It's very difficult to see it as a theme, but it's easier to see the effects of this thing. And when we continue to put more and more massive things in this space, it continues to change. Well, hey. I feel like I have Skittles everywhere. Over there somewhere. And you can see that stuff that has more and more mass affects other things in a bigger way. It creates a bigger curvature of space, space-time, and that changes the motion. Like I'm trying to send something in a straight line, right? But it's not. It's affected by other things. Isn't that kind of cool?
Yeah.
No? You could be honest, it's okay. That might not be the greatest thing that you've ever seen today, but that's okay.